Afternoon guys, my name's Sean, aka Big Z. I'm just throwing together a quick video giving a brief kind of guide introduction to the Waves wallet. Now, Waves have launched so many ICOs recently, countless ICOs, I can't even keep track myself. Every day I'm looking on the Slack and on Bitcoin Talk and seeing more projects launching on the Waves platform. Just simply because it's so feature rich. There's so much the Waves platform can do and it's so user friendly. From creating your own tokens to immediately trading your tokens on the DEX to doing airdrops. There's so much the Waves platform can do, and there's so much they're working on right now to really build a proper holistic blockchain full of pretty much every feature you may ever want from a blockchain platform that we can kind of envision right now. I've written a quite in-depth article summarising everything Waves are working on, everything they have worked on, everything they are working on, with some dates, some ETAs on it all. It's a massive article. I've put a link in the comment section below, so check that out. When you get a second, check that article out. There's so much information in there about Waves. Now, this guide I'm just throwing together quite quickly because we've had a lot of new users come onto the Waves ecosystem. And the Waves wallet is quite a complex beast. Even though it's user-friendly, there's a lot to it because the Waves wallet isn't just simply a place for storing your cryptocurrency. It's an interface for interfacing with all the different features of the Waves platform. So there's a lot of new users that it can be a little bit confusing for because there's a lot of features. So I'll just quickly throw this video together. Now, please bear in mind that there is a new Waves wallet that's being worked on right now. Apparently a completely new product. So lots of new features and a completely new GUI overhaul coming pretty soon. But I thought in the meantime, while we're still waiting on that new product, instead of somebody sitting there and writing a really in-depth user guide to it all, just for it to all be needed changing in about a month or so, well, let me just quickly throw this video together, throw it down, run you through all the different features of the Waves wallet. For any new users, this should be quite handy, hopefully. Again, any links to anything I use, I'll put in the comment section below, so check that out. And feel free to follow me on Twitter after this video. I've got a lot of things I'm working on right now. Lots of guides, lots of nice articles, so some infographics. So follow me on Twitter to catch up any of my other updates that I'm going to put out. So what I'm going to do now, remove my face off your screen so you ain't got to look at that anymore. And we'll get stuck into the wallet. I'm going to quickly start by running you through the different versions of the Waves wallet. Doesn't matter what device you're using, the Waves team pretty much have you covered. So whether you're a desktop user, Mac user, mobile, tablet, there's a version out there for you. So just quickly going to start showing you the Waves GitHub site. So on here you can download the desktop version for PC or Mac. You've also got, this is a very handy little feature, a Chrome Lite app, which is a Google Chrome app, which runs within a Chrome instance, but runs just like the desktop version. I find the real difference between the two is the Chrome Lite app updates automatically. The updates get pushed out by Google, so you never have to worry about updating the app. Whereas if you download the desktop version from the GitHub site, you need to make sure you download the latest updates whenever they get released, and they come out quite regularly. The Waves team are always releasing updates. You can see this latest version was updated 9 days ago. When the next version comes out, if you're running this desktop version, you need to make sure you download the latest version. As I said, the Chrome Lite app will update automatically. You've also got Android version on the Google Play Store, which is very handy. It's got the full DEX featured in it. And you also got the iOS version. The iOS version still lacks the DEX right now. They are working on it, so expect the DEX feature to be in iOS very, very soon. I myself normally will use the Chrome Lite app, just in case I don't need to worry about updating it, and it runs just like the full desktop version. You have one other version, and that is the web wallet over here, which is waveswallet.io. And this runs just like the desktop version as well. You won't notice any difference in features to the desktop version or the Chrome Lite app, and it's very handy for just quickly accessing your wallet. But I will stress that by using the web wallet, you are sending your encoded data via the internet. It's inevitable, as you do with any website you're accessing.
So bear that in mind. But I've used it many times, never had any issues. As I said, it's all encrypted, the data that does get transferred, but just to be on the safe side, it's probably best to run a local version if you can. So I run the Chrome app version, so I'm just going to quickly launch that, and you can launch that just like any other program or app stored on your computer. You can see here, I can click on it there, and that loads in a Chrome instance, but it's got everything featured in it. So I'm just going to quickly run through setting up a new Waves wallet. So we just click New Account, nice and simple. Now this notice is warning us to back up your seed. And to be honest, for new users, this is the, not stress this enough. Please, 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 write down this seed, put it on a bit of paper, put it in a fireproof safe, put it somewhere you're definitely going to remember where it is. Because if anything happens to your device, it's the only way to recover your wallet. On the Wave Slack, we get it time and time again. People come on, they've formatted their computer or wiped their mobile phone, and they didn't back up their seed, and their Waves got lost in the ether, should I say. So make sure you back that seed up. Right, so I'm just going to give this wallet a name. It can be whatever you want it to be, and a password. Name and password are just stored locally to the device, so it doesn't really matter if you forget the name and password. As long as you've got the seed, you can always restore your wallet to another device. The password just allows you to lock this wallet on this device and will be required for every time you need to access the wallet on this device. You don't need to worry about putting your seed in every time. Oh, my password is too weak. 1 second. There we go, boom. So I'm in, creating my wallet. So I just want to quickly point out 2 things. I'm running Light Client version 051A. Now this is just the alpha version. As I mentioned before, there's a brand new product coming out soon. If you're watching this video in the future, please bear in mind that the version that I am running now may be different to the version you're running in the future. And I'm just going to quickly show you one really important feature, and that is the backup feature. If you press on that backup option here, again, it will display the same seed that you saw before. The other information isn't very crucial. Sometimes can be useful if you're, say, running your own node or something like that, but it's handy in certain situations. But really in this screen, the important information is your seed. As long as you have that saved somewhere, your Waves, all your Waves tokens, base tokens are all safe. As long as you don't give it to anyone, that is. So make sure you take a copy of that. And from this screen, you can copy the entire data and print that out, save it somewhere. I definitely suggest having a printed copy somewhere. Right, so that's into my new Waves wallet. What I'm going to quickly do is switch Waves wallets. There's the log out button up there. That'll log me out of my wallet. I just wanted to log into a wallet that's had a little bit of action on it to show you some of the features. So again, I don't use this wallet that much, but it's a great little wallet just to show you the features. So first of all, I'm just going to point out right here at the top, you've got the actual address of your Waves wallet. If you click on that, it will copy it. Now you can use that Waves address to send any Waves-based tokens to your wallet, whether it's RiptoBucks, Waves, Encryptotel, Starry, whatever Waves-based token you're using, they can all go to that same address and it'll all appear here. So firstly, I just want to quickly point out these boxes here are our gateways. So you can see we've got 2 fiat gateways, euros and dollars, and you've got 2 altcoin gateways, should say altcoin gateways. You've got Bitcoin and Ethereum, more altcoin gateways in the works. And what these allow you to do is they allow you to bring alternative currencies such as fiat or Bitcoin onto the Waves blockchain. Now this can be a little bit confusing because there's a few different options here. So you've got send, withdraw and deposit. Now the deposit is pretty self-explanatory. If you want to deposit Bitcoins or Ethereum into your Waves wallet or euros, you hit the deposit button, and obviously for Bitcoin, you get your Bitcoin deposit address. Now that will send the Bitcoin via the gateway, and the gateway will credit you the equivalent amount in WBTC, which is a Waves-based token version of Bitcoin, 1 for 1. And whenever you want to get that back out to a normal Bitcoin wallet, you can use the withdraw option. The withdraw option allows you to send Bitcoins or WBTC that you've stored in your Waves wallet back out onto the Bitcoin blockchain to a Bitcoin address. Now, if you want to send Bitcoin within the Waves blockchain, so your WBTC, and you want to send that to someone else on the Waves platform who has a Waves wallet, and you don't want to use the withdraw option, send it to a normal Bitcoin wallet, you can send it straight to their Waves wallet using the send option. The send option only allows you to send Bitcoin, Ethereum, or fiat-based tokens to another Waves wallet. So that's where you put your Waves address in there. And that's great because it means you can send Bitcoin to another person in the world and pay 0.001 Waves fee, which at the moment is less than 1 cent. So for less than a cent, you can send Bitcoin, which isn't possible on the Bitcoin blockchain at the moment due to really high fees. Same with Ethereum. You can send that within the Waves blockchain, or you can withdraw it to an Ethereum address and deposit from an Ethereum address as well. The fiat gateways, if you click on the deposit option, you'll actually get the instructions required for setting up an account with the gateway provider, Coinomat, who will talk you through getting set up and verified for depositing fiat. And when you deposit fiat, again, you get the same amount, 1-for-1, in a Waves-based token. So you'll get WUSDs, which represent US dollars, which can be traded on the Waves exchange for any other cryptocurrency. So down here, you've got a list of your latest transactions as well. So just some history of things coming in and out. This button on the end will allow you, if you click on there, you can get your transaction IDs. You can get all the details about your transactions from that menu right there. So I'm just going to work through the tabs here. So that was the first tab, your wallet tab. The next tab, portfolio, pretty self-explanatory, just a list of all the tokens you're currently storing in your Waves wallet, all the different tokens. From here you can see details of the tokens. So I'll click on Starry over here and it'll give me the information, the token identifier, which can be handy sometimes. And you can also transfer tokens straight in and out of your wallet from here. So I'll click on Starry and I can send that to people. Remember, this is one thing I want to point out, do not change the fee. It lets you change the fee. We've had a few instances of people putting a really high fee amount for no reason, and it just means whatever you put as that fee amount goes to the nodes. Luckily, node operators have tried their best to send incorrect fees back to people when it's done accidentally, but sometimes it's hard to track people down. So don't edit the fees. Don't need to worry about changing the fees, just leave them as defaults. The next tab along, very interesting feature, the Waves Decentralized Exchange. So this feature here allows you to trade Waves tokens right within your wallet. Now the unique Waves matcher is very good because it allows you to search for any token or cryptocurrency on the Waves blockchain and set up a trade between any pair. So at the moment we've got Waves and Bitcoin selected, but I could select any currency I want. So I could go ZR coin and I could get some nice ZR coin. And I could say I want to trade ZR coin for Waves, or I want to trade ZR coin for Starry. So now I can set up a Starry ZR coin trade. And at the moment, you'll probably see there's no trade set up for that. It's a bit of an unusual pair, but you're not limited to just the pairs set by the exchange. Completely open to set up any trade you want. So I'm just going to quickly switch back to a pair that will have some trades on it. So we're going to do Waves Bitcoin, Waves to Bitcoin. All right, and you'll see, so you've got your basic chart. Now the Waves DEX has the basic features required to make trades. There's, as I said before, there's a massive GUI overhaul coming very, very soon. It's going to add loads of new features and make this so much more user-friendly. But right now it has everything you need. You've got your buy order book, you've got your sell order book. Below that, you've also got your trade order history of all the different trades that have happened recently. And you've got your own order history that will fill up here as you make trades, and your order forms to make orders. And you can click on the prices, the orders, and it will automatically populate the boxes like a lot of exchanges do, which is quite useful. As I said, a lot more features coming to the Waves DEX very soon, but it lets you trade, and it lets you trade any token you want, which is very handy. And there's also no registration, no limits on this either. Lots of exchanges now you sign up for and you're limited with your withdrawals and your deposits. No limits, no ID required. You can just sell your Waves wallet and start trading, deposit, start trading. Now, I'll just also mention the fact that with the Waves DEX, it's so much quicker and more secure than normal exchanges because the tokens, your cryptocurrency never leaves your wallet. Always securely held in your wallet. Whenever I make a trade, the tokens that I buy drop back straight into my wallet. And you don't pay any fees for that. You only pay the fee for the trade, the transaction. You don't have to pay to get the tokens you've just bought back into your wallet, which you would on a traditional exchange. If you wanted to take your tokens you've just bought off the exchange, which is always advisable. With this, your tokens never leave the safety of your wallet. It's very secure, very fast. Now, very finally, before I move on from the DEX tab, I just want to show you may notice when you do a search for a token, you get some tokens with a little green tick next to them. Now, when you're trading on the Waves DEX, you have to be very careful because it's very easy to set up for anybody to set up a token and start trading. So people have used that as an opportunity to maybe try and spam people or scam people by creating fake tokens. So if you create a token on the DEX, there's a validation process you have to go through. And once your token's validated, you'll get a nice green tick and the name of the token will display in the search. If you don't see a green tick and you don't see a name, do not trade that token. Please do not buy that token because there's a chance it's a scam token or a fake token because it hasn't been verified by the team. So always watch out for the green tick and only trade tokens with the green tick and the name next to them. Again, I'll put a link to the form that you need to fill out to get verified by the Waves team in the comments section below the video. So if you need that, it's right there. But yeah, always look out for that green tick. So I'm just going to move on to the next feature here, leasing. Now, Waves platform use a very unique and interesting feature called lease proof of stake. Runs just like any other proof of stake blockchain, where nodes stake balances to verify transactions, just like Ethereum blockchain. But with the Ethereum blockchain, you have to run your own node in order to earn fees, which we traditionally call mining. And to run your own Ethereum node, I believe it's 10,000 Ethereum, same as the Waves network. With the Waves blockchain, you need 10,000 Waves to run your own node. But the really unique thing is you can actually, instead of running your own node, you can lease Waves to a node and in return receive fees from all the confirmed transactions. So it doesn't matter how many waves you have, whether you have 1 wave, 5 waves, 10,000, a million waves, you can just lease your waves out. You haven't got to worry about running a node. You send your lease transaction out, you close your Waves wallet, you turn it off, and the fees will automatically collect in your Waves wallet. And it takes a few seconds to set up a lease. You can also cancel a lease anytime. Your Waves never leave your control. They never leave your wallet. But if you ever want to trade or sell your Waves or use them for something, you just have to cancel the lease transaction. You can see here, I've got one outgoing start of a lease. I think I did yesterday. Just my little 5 Waves I've got in this wallet. And you'll notice I've leased 5 waves, even though I've got 5.9 waves in here. And that's because I want to save a few waves, or at least 1 wave, for making basic transactions, for using the DEX, for sending other tokens in and out. Because you don't want to have to cancel your lease to be able to make basic transactions. So it's always handy to keep at least 1 wave free, not being leased, that you can use for your little transactions, not have to cancel leases all the time. And it's also sometimes advisable to lease in batches, because when you cancel a lease, it takes 1,000 blocks to be able to release those waves, which is about a day. So when you cancel a lease, so if you want to sell 10% of your waves, you have to cancel the lease and then wait a day till you can release them again. And in that time, you're missing out on fees. So if you've got 1,000 waves, sometimes it's good to lease them out in a couple of batches. Makes no difference to the amount of fees you're going to receive if you do it in smaller batches. It just means that you can cancel 1 lease trade without having to cancel the lease for all of your waves, just to free up some waves if you ever want to. To cancel a lease, you can see my outgoing lease transaction here. I can just click on that icon there and I can cancel my lease, and that'll cancel that lease and free those waves up. And I can trade those waves immediately once that lease is cancelled. But again, 1,000 blocks before I can release those waves again. Now, this is the leasing form. Now, to find a node to lease to, I'm going to suggest that you actually use this site right here, pywaves.org. And again, I'll put a link to this in the comments section. And in here, you get a list of all the nodes and node operators that get updated in real time. This is very handy for finding out all the different nodes you can lease to. Now, just because, say, for example, waves go right at the top, it doesn't mean they're the best node to lease to. It just means they've got the highest current balance. Now, each node operator runs completely differently, so it's worth doing your research into each one. They will give out different percentages of fees. Some node operators also give out their own tokens, which have their own uses, more use potentially in the future. So it's worth doing a bit of research. Node operators are also completely in control of how much fees they pay out and how often they pay out. None of that's down to Waves or the Waves team, so it's best to look into each node individually. And when you're ready to lease, you can just take the generator ID, the Waves wallet ID right here, and you just copy and paste that into your recipient address. The amount you want to lease, remember, always leave a little bit free, and then the fee, again, do not change the fee, leave the fee as it is, and just hit lease. Job done. And those waves will be leased out, and you'll start collecting fees from the node operator. So that's leasing, and I'll show you how to cancel lease. So the next tab along is just a history tab. Again, just a history of anything that's coming in and out of your Waves wallet, and you've got your link here for getting your details of each transaction. And then the token creation tab. Now, this is a very handy feature of the Waves wallet. It allows you to create your own cryptocurrency in like 60 seconds. It's brilliant. You put a name in for the cryptocurrency you want to create, your token you want to create, you give it a description, total amount of tokens, the decimals. So the decimals is how many decimal places you want to be able to break your token down into. We all know that Bitcoin has 8 decimal places. You can leave that at whatever you want. I would suggest at least having a few decimal places so your token can be broken down into smaller fractions. And the last option, reissuable. Reissuable just means, can you generate more of these tokens in the future? Just like Ethereum is a reissuable token, and the creators can release more Ethereum further down the line when they want to. Waves is not a reissuable token, so there's 100 million Waves and there will never be any more Waves. And I think that's a very handy feature to have, because people know that the creator of the token can't just generate new tokens further down the line and push the values down. So it's a very key thing to think about whether you want your token to be reissuable or not. And then you hit submit. As soon as you hit submit, give the 60 seconds for the block to confirm, and you will have your new token sitting in your Waves wallet, your portfolio, which you can then send out to people, start trading on the DEX, do whatever you want with it. There's a community tab here at the end, which just shows block information at the moment, latest blocks coming through. And up here, the preference options does nothing at the moment. No, doesn't do anything at the moment. And the last feature I just want to quickly show you is under the user profile option. And now this is a brand new feature that's been added, and that is aliases. So with aliases, there's no need to worry about having to remember the Waves wallet address anymore. I don't need to worry about remembering this and sending it to people and copy and pasting it all the time. I can set a name or a word to associate with my Waves wallet. More than one alias can be set up for the same wallet, and then people can just send it straight to that name. So you can see here, I've stolen every version of Sean going pretty much, because no one knows how to spell the name Sean. So sorry if there's any Seans out there that want that alias, I've stolen them all. And people can just put in Sean and send it straight to me rather than having to remember my wallet address. Aliases currently are not deletable or transferable, so there's no way of removing the aliases once you've created them, or selling them or trading them to somebody else. I don't know if that feature will ever be enabled, but for the foreseeable future that's not possible. And I can create a new alias just by putting it in there and hitting create. Oh, not here's the create button, hits the create, and again it costs you 0.001 Waves and you've got a new alias. It's great, very handy feature, be very useful for new users not having to remember the Waves wallet address. So I think that's it. To be honest, I think I've run you through all the different features. I hope this is very helpful, and let's look forward to the new version of the Waves wallet, which again should be hopefully within the next month or two. And we'll see loads of new features being added to this. I'm very excited about it. I hope this has been handy for anybody that's new to the Waves platform. Hit me up on Twitter, any questions or any more information that you might need. Let me know, I'm always here to help.